Hi, my name is Kate Priestley. I'm the Children's Librarian with Kingston Libraries, and today I just want to show you a short video about how you can make little felt tomte gnomes. These are lovely little Christmas ornaments. They're not too difficult to make if you can do some basic sewing. They take about 30 or 40 minutes, but we're just going to show you a little 5-minute video with some photographs to show you how to do this. So first of all, you'll need your materials. You're going to need 2 pieces of felt in different colours. Red and grey are quite good, or red and gold. You'll need a piece of fabric that looks like fur. We've got grey fur there, that's to make the beard. You'll need some embroidery thread in 2 different colours, a polystyrene cone, some double-sided sellotape, and a pen and some scissors, and also a little bag of little pom-poms that you can use for the tomte's nose. So the first thing that you need to do is cut out some red fabric that can completely cover your cone. Now the easiest way to do this is to roll the red fabric around your cone and then mark it out with a pen so that you can see where to cut. And you can see this on the image here. We've got a template and we've cut it out so that it's very slightly longer than your cone and it's wide enough to wrap right around. And that's going to be the body of your gnome. Now we've got some gold fabric and we're going to use this to make the tomte's hat, and the hat is going to come about halfway down, and so you can see we've done a template there of how to cut out a piece of gold material that's going to wrap around. Now you can see it on the template, it's slightly bigger than halfway, but once you've sewn it, it will look a bit shorter than that. So you've got the 2 pieces of material there. And then the easiest way to attach the red fabric onto the cone is to use a strip of double-sided sellotape. So we've stuck it on there and then you peel off the back and you can stick it onto your cone and then wrap the rest of the felt around your cone until you get the 2 loose edges together. Then we're going to sew it up, and you need one simple stitch to do this, which is blanket stitch, and we've shown you here in 3 different images. First of all, you put the needle through the 2 pieces of fabric, then you take the needle back around and pull the thread through the loop that you've just made, and then you pull it tight, and that means that you get a lovely embroidery stitch which is going to run all the way up the back of the gnome. So we're sewing on the outside of the gnome, which is why you want the stitching to look quite nice. Now you can see a finished image there. I've sewn all the way up to the top, and so the red felt is completely covering the cone. Now we want to do the same with the base. So I'm drawing around the base in another piece of red fabric to make a circle, cutting it out, and then sewing that onto the bottom using the same blanket stitch. So that's the whole body of your gnome done, and now we need to make the hat. So take your piece of fabric in the contrasting colour, and you're going to use the same blanket stitch to sew all the way down the long edge of the hat to join the 2 ends together, and then you're going to sew a nice decorative blanket stitch all along the bottom of the hat just for decoration. And then you can see you can put the hat onto the body and you're halfway there. Now, once you've done that, take the hat off again and just mark the halfway point on your cone. There's a tiny little black dot there on the red fabric where you can see that's the halfway point. And this is where we want to put the tomte's nose. So to make the nose, it's good to use a little pom-pom if you can get some craft pom-poms, and just sew it with a tiny little bit of white sewing thread. Attach it onto the cone. You can put the needle through the cone and through the felt and tie your nose on nice and tightly there. And then just put the hat back on top. You don't need to sew the hat down, although you could put a couple of lock stitches in the back if you want, but you can just push the hat onto his head. And all he needs now is his nice big fluffy gnomey beard. So for this we've got some sort of hairy fabric, fur fabric, just from a local fabric shop. And I've cut out a little semicircle which is about the right size to cover the bottom half of my gnome. It doesn't need to wrap right around, it's only going to go around the front where a beard would be. So I've cut out the fabric, and then again I've just used double-sided sellotape to create a nice sticky strip along the top of the beard, and then I've wrapped it round my gnome directly under his nose. So now he's nearly finished. We don't need to put eyes on our gnome because you wouldn't see them because he has his hat on. So in the last 2 pictures you can see the finished gnome. So you can see his great big beard, his big stubby nose, and his floppy hat which comes right down onto his nose and covers his eyes. And then you see it from the side view and you can see that it's got the red felt at the back. So that's how to make a little tomte gnome. They take about half an hour to make. All the materials you can buy locally in craft shops in Kingston, or you can buy them on the internet. So hope you have fun making those, and we'll see you for another craft video very soon. Bye!